Many brands made a big improvement. bluesign is the standard.
That's really beneficiary for us.
It would be impossible to do without bluesign.
We needed bluesign to help build our understanding that this is the best methodology to ensure environmental health and safety.
We are quite new member. We haven't run into any problems yet. We see it as it has so many opportunities. Compared to, like, we live in a global world, right? And in every country there are several different environmental small markings, but they are only known nationally. And with bluesign we have an international stamp for a sustainable and approved product. And I think that's easier. I mean, you only need one standard.
It's an ongoing challenge. It's implementing bluesign is trying to make sure that your suppliers understand the same values of what you're trying to integrate into the supply chain. And that's a huge task, is just to have that common understanding. It's a big learning curve. It takes time and patience.
In implementation of bluesign, we understood the advantages quickly, but it was difficult getting it into the supply chain because they already had chemical management practices that they enjoyed doing, they liked, they think they worked. Sometimes mills thought it was insulting for us to question what they were doing, so we had to talk about it in a much more holistic way. For a brand, we needed visibility. We don't always have visibility. You don't want to tell us. And this proprietary nature between a brand and a mill stays that way when bluesign's in the middle. So once they understood that we would take this as a standard and approval from an environmental management standpoint with the chemicals, then it got easier. But there's still difficulties of certain mills that say, you know, we're doing XYZ already, all these other labels, and that becomes difficult trying to convince them why we want the holistic approach.
Probably the biggest challenge in implementing bluesign is, at first, it was getting the right suppliers on board to be able to produce bluesign fabrics. So that was early on. That's changing because there's a lot of momentum and realization that this is the best methodology to ensure environmental health and safety. So I think the next strategy, or the next challenge that we're encountering, is that there's no going back. So as we convert our materials to bluesign, it's really about, you know, we're a reasonably large brand, is how that we ensure that we, throughout our supply chain, once we've moved to a bluesign material, that we, because we're always looking at performance and other attributes, that because we've committed to bluesign, that we keep it there. So it will be, a lot of them become internal, just to make sure that your organization has the capacity to manage it effectively.
In fact, we haven't had any problems implementing it internally. It's gone very, very smooth. Of course, it took some time because it started up with one person, then I had to explain to others, but it was accepted and adopted really, really fast.
Many brands made a big improvement. bluesign is the standard.
That's really beneficiary for us.
It would be impossible to do without bluesign.
We needed bluesign to help build our understanding that this is the best methodology to ensure environmental health and safety.